up, guys? You're on Moshfield Radio. This is Tealdeer coming at you live across the airwaves. It's me, it's Ted, it's Phil, it's Tommy, and Hannah's the person who usually does all this shit, but I'm taking over.
Yeah, and it's definitely live.
It's our radio station now. No pre-recording whatsoever.
L-I-V-E, live.
It lives on through us.
Tealfield.com.
Wonderful opening. Thank you, boys.
Rob couldn't be with us tonight because he's sheepish and doesn't like interviews, and ODM couldn't because he's busy with like rituals, and there's people who makes offerings to him, and he's got to go and appease them and say thank you for the offerings. You know?
Last time I saw him, he was about 2 miles out, running into the forest.
Yeah, we've got a GPS tracker on him at all times, and it speeds up dramatically whenever like there's a blood moon.
Yeah, inhuman speeds, but I don't question it. I just play bass.
If we didn't make music, and if fans didn't buy merch and come to us, the human race would be in a bad place. ODM, the deity, has to get his rage out through music. It's the only channel they've got. So you're welcome, society.
Yeah, buying a record is saving the planet.
I fully believe it. One of my favourite things about Tealdeer is all the lore surrounding your infamous ominous deer man, or as you say, ODM for short. What is the story so far? What is the lore leading up to the album and singles that you've released already?
You can see the story of this, the Devil's Toy Box. The five friends were Rob, Phil, Tommy, me, and then an unknown participant. Were walking through the woods, and we stumbled across a cult who were doing something weird with this mask, and an ancient deer deity jumped into the mask and then attached itself to our friend's face, and now we can't stop working and playing music. My fingers hurt, my voice hurts, everybody wants to stop. But if we stop, the human race will be in trouble. So we are, you're welcome.
We're doing a civic duty.
Yeah, we are. We also, we were offered a contract recently, which we were forced to sign by a bunch of fat cat lawyers. We were drowning in ink. And one of us managed to get a call off to ODM, who was frolicking in the woods, and he ran through, smashed the glass, and we gave us ninja powers, and we all beat up the fat cat lawyers. There was the time ODM died briefly as well. We were having a nice little banquet meal. We'd got a butler, and little did we know this butler was in league with the cat people. And you can see this butler in the Sign Here video and in the Mold video. He actually poisoned us all. A couple of us thought we got through it, especially Phil. He survived quite a while, and then we all ended up dead on the floor.
Yeah, when you live on a diet of solely chickens and pizza, you
build up a tolerance.
Yeah, poison's hard to get to you.
Perfect. Excellent. I do love a cryptid, especially a new one. Like, we haven't had a new one for a bit, have we?
Tomorrow we're off to shoot our highest budget video yet, which has put us in the red, but it'll be well worth it. Got a long day tomorrow, and that's where we're at.
That's fantastic. I mean, not the being in the red part, because, starving artists and all that. But that just means that everybody should buy more merch.
2 teal beanies left?
I think so.
Something along that lines.
You're recording your video tomorrow, yeah?
We're recording, so we've got a new record we're going to be releasing sometime this year. We've released 2 singles from it, Sign Here and Devil's Toy Box. There's 2 other songs that are going to be big single releases, which we filmed the video for last weekend. And we've got another one, which is the big one, which we're filming tomorrow. And this one's going to be the one where we're all going to be in debt from promoting it. But hopefully it turns out good, because we've hired a ballroom and we've got actors and dancers and shit, so...
That sounds incredible. I'm really looking forward to that. Speaking of your promotion, you've had a few interesting and unique ways to promote your band, including Where's Ominous Deer Man? Where's Wally style find picture, which I very much enjoyed.
I've got a thing on my phone that's just like a list of ideas for shit, but like it's sometimes we do too much stupid shit and our manager is like, tone it down a bit, guys. Like when I uploaded a video of a rat dancing to our music. Remember that one?
That was a good one, right?
There's a few from back in the day that used to be up that are no longer around, like Ominous Deer Man bench pressing every single band member one after the other.
Yeah, we had to take that down because it was pre-mask.
Oh no!
So that one had to go.
Oh, make him do it again.
The early days.
Well, yeah. it was also making all the gym bros feel small.
Phil's got a point. It's no challenge for him anymore. He won't want to do it. He's too strong. We need to humble him somehow.
Is the writing process as chaotic as this interview has been thus far?
Honestly, yes, in some ways. the fact that the three of us get into a room all together and all write at the same time, lyrically at the very least, um, does mean that a lot of ideas are getting bounced around at the same time quite often. I wouldn't call it chaotic. We work together really well, but it does take a lot to bring three different brains together sometimes.
It's a beautiful fusion of praise and derision and berating each other for doing things.
That's
No,
true.
that's awful. Why would you say that?
That's
Actually,
true,
pretty
but there's
good.
also the awkward silences where, like, for 20 minutes, we're all sat trying to think of one line, and then one of us will go, "I know, means rhymes with means," and we'll be like, "No,"
No,
and then we'll go back to the
Oh
drawing
man,
board.
we said that 3 minutes ago.
And there's also me trying to get the most wacky lyrics possible past the filter. Sometimes they get past the Tommy and Phil filter, but then we think it's never going to get past the ODM filter.
Yeah.
Like, there's a couple that I've got through, like, opposite. I say, "Come together and eat all the fries." I don't even remember why I said that, but it's in the record.
Yeah, the more you think about it, the more you can make it mean something.
Oh,
Sometimes,
yeah.
though, it starts off as gibberish, and then you think about it in the context of the rest of the song. You do some mental gymnastics, and boom, people are creating meaning out of.
What are some of the bands that inspired the sound or inspired you to make music in the first place?
We need Ominous Dear Man for this.
I actually hate music. I prefer just dead silence. That's the only inspiration I need.
Well, I know that ODM listed System of a Down's a big one. I think that comes out a lot in, like, Sign Here. That's a big System kind of song.
Yeah.
I get a lot of inspiration from John Mess from Dance Coming Dance. He's their harsh vocalist, and he just writes the most batshit insane lyrics you've ever heard. And I love him to bits, and he's very consistent. He's very good. Oh yeah, we heard that. It hasn't inspired any songs we've written yet, but the Hell song.
Yeah,
Not the Hell song.
I've got loads of money by the hell.
That is a very dear song, and it's going to inspire some stuff we're going to write in the future. I know for sure. Yeah.
Vocally, as far as like the gravel that I enjoy to put in my voice, I like to get that from vocalists like 100 Reasons and Biffy Clyro and Enter Shikari. The ones who shout sing is what I like to do.
Excellent.
And I think the aggressiveness of that comes off really nicely with Tommy's vocals because he's
He's an angel.
he's a nice angel.
I think this is because most of my inspiration from like a lot of my favorite vocalists are female. Like I get such like female vocal envy when I hear like excellent female vocals. Like Hayley Williams from Paramore's got a ridiculous voice, and I kind of wish I was a woman so that I could sing like that, you know? But I kind of just have to settle for kind of being the melodic, slightly softer, sweeter voice in the band. That's good enough. Compared to some of Ted's evil, deathly vocals, I am a woman. So that's cool. That's kind of cool.
The Nameless Slipknot. Whose is that?
That's one that ODM stuck on. Yeah, I don't actually know that song, but that was on his list of like 3 songs.
You got to think the mass comes from somewhere, and Slipknot, I know for a fact, were a big part of ODM's younger days. Thousands and thousands of eons ago, obviously.
Yeah, he experiences time differently than the rest of us.
Yeah, that's why the music videos that we put out for different parts of the lore, they're not necessarily in chronological order, because ODM's very much in charge and he understands time differently, and that's just like an interesting fact and not a Deus Ex Machina plot device that allows us to do whatever we want.
I think that he has some form of time travel abilities. I swear some days he rocks up and it looks like he's 100 years old, and then another day comes by, I've been to bed and I'm a day older and he's like 30 years younger.
Of those tracks that you mentioned, which ones do you want to play? Pick 2 for now, and we'll run those.
Yeah, the hell, I've got loads of money. I think On the Run by Dance Come and Dance too, and not just because I'm biased, but because the end of that song heavily inspired the ending of Shotgun the Wisdom.
But also, I think that I would do Slipknot personally.
We can do 3. I need to kill 2 hours. So first up, we've got The Hell with I've Got Loads of Money.
What a song.
What a song!
That was amazing.
Yes.
You guys have played a few gigs so far. What's been your favourite venue to play so far? What's given the best vibes?
Oh,
Ooh,
man.
toughie.
That's a tricky one because, like, our headline shows that we've done have been not particularly my favourite place to play, but it's been the best vibes because it's been just like we get to do like an hour and a half and like everyone's there for us, you know what I mean? But in
Hell
terms
yeah.
of actual venues,
Gotta
ooh,
give a big shout out to the hairy dog dude. That
Yeah,
stage is
got
awesome. That room is awesome. The sound in there is awesome.
Yeah, I do love that.
And it's got to be the dog. Hairy dog.
Yeah,
Derby.
I haven't actually
Solid
been to that
stage.
one. I want to.
Yeah, it's great. Solid stage, great sound, big room.
some awesome bands have played there as well. They get some big names in. I don't know. They must know someone. They must have some dirt on someone in the industry because they get some serious names at that pub, dude.
They do. It got done up recently. didn't
Yeah, for certain gigs and shows and that, they'll put boards up with like fluorescent glowing paint or some kind of party streamers or giant disco balls. There's all sorts of stuff that happens in there.
Yeah, and they do.
They
They help.
send it.
Yeah, they have Swift Again in there as well, which I am a big fan of. I like my Taylor Swift club nights.
4 hours.
I'm pretty sure they did like a Disney princess theme night as well with all your favorite Disney tunes. Like they don't discriminate. They'll put anything on. All the tunes from Shrek.
Shrek Party. That
Amazing.
sounds great. I'm massively looking forward to seeing you guys in the Tap and Tumbler, which is in Nottingham, I believe.
It is. It is the 5th of April.
That's for one of the Metal to the Masses heats, isn't it?
Yes, 5th of April. We've got one of the heats, starting heat to hope to play at Bloodstock. It's fierce competition, but we're just going to go and have fun and do our best.
Yeah, we're gonna have a good time and meet a whole bunch of good bands and have a freaking good drink.
I should be bringing a posse with me, so that should at least count for a few of the votes.
That's awesome. Didn't know you were coming. That's so sick.
Did you
Thank
not?
you.
Finally going to meet you.
Yeah, you're a creepy fan. You get to
Yeah.
actually engage with. That's not concerning for you at all. I'll follow you home.
We live for it.
Trust me. There is no level of creepy. Well, actually, yes, there is. Yeah, there could be.
Ted does say that.
We will out creepy anyone that steps to us.
Fantastic.
Yeah,
I
do you
like
ever
a challenge.
do you ever hear about that time that Robert Pattinson took his stalker out for dinner and just bored her to death? We'd do
That
that.
is incredible. That is right up our street as well.
That is such a power move. Oh my goodness. What do you just talk about, like tap fittings or something like?
Apparently, you just moaned about his life.
Oh,
Perfect. It's just you want to get to know me, do you? You want to know the real me? Let's sit down and I'll tell you every detail about my existence until you are sick to death.
He probably got a lot off his chest as well. I think he had a good time, quite therapeutic by the end of it, and he got rid of a stalker. GG.
Genius. Double kill.
stay tuned for more stalker dealing tips, I guess. What is the most favourite song that you have released so far?
That's personal, isn't it?
Yeah,
I don't know if that's not personal as in, that affects me personally, as in, like, we'll all have different answers.
Ted will take it personally. He'll get offended when I make a different choice to him.
Say the opposite.
My favourite song that we've released is the opposite. I loved the music video and I loved doing it in that garage and getting all the cameras set up on all the tripods and Tommy's little crotch camera that he had at one point.
Yeah.
It was just a great time from start to finish. So I think personally for me, it's probably the record that I've had the most fun with so far.
Mm-hmm.
So I can just, it was maximum whimsy.
It's got to be,
Simple and effective.
yeah, it's got to be the Devil's Toy Box for me. Sign Here's a close second. For songs we've released, at least. Songs that are coming in the future are even better, in my opinion. But Toy Box has the bit where I have to, basically when I'm on stage, before one certain bit, I have to stand there and get loads of breath in me because I have to rap super fast. But it's fun.
It's screamo rap.
It
as
is,
well.
yeah. And I use it for vocal warm-ups. I'm doing a play at the moment, and I'll be in the corner going, stuck inside a dagger with a mirrored screen, and did it go both.
Doing
High
a bit
time
of
to
an
lose my mind. My favourite's got to be Mould because the video was super, super fun for that as well. And I think it showcases all of our voices really well. There's like a really good mix of everybody's little styles in there. And if someone asks, like, oh, you're in a band, oh, what do they sound like? That's the track that I show them to give them like the full flavour all in one. Although, like Ted says, we've developed a little bit since then, and some of the newer tracks are going to be the go-tos once we've released them.
There's the big one we're shooting tomorrow is probably going to be the one.
Yeah. You've probably noticed that the releases, if you've been keeping track of that sort of thing, have just been heading in a steadily heavy direction.
Chaos. Chaos is the word to describe.
Yeah.
The song we did last week, the film the video for, that one's a bit different. That one's a bit more on the ambient and
Self-reflective,
introspective.
yeah.
You guys have been edging me with the fact that there's going to be new music soon, and I've heard nothing about it. But is that because I wasn't paying attention, or because
If
it's
there's
a
something we love
secret.
more than
It was no secret, but it's we probably could have publicised it a little bit better.
Well,
We like to drip feed.
exactly. It's best not to say, "Hey guys, we've got a song coming out in 60 days time" or something. You know what I mean? At our level, it's best to go. There's a song out in 3 days, guys.
Yeah, we're telling you all of this stuff like, oh, we're releasing it, but it is still super early days.
It
You
is,
could you could even call this an exclusive.
Why, thank you.
Because the official press releases and everything won't happen until it's all recorded and ready to go.
Yeah, a while from now, because like it's not like when we first started where it was like, okay, we've got a song, let's record a video and release it next week. Sound. We have management now who will not let us do that. We have to make proper plans and shit. All in due course.
Management always spoiling the fun. They have a very, very important job, and as I've established today, it's to keep you all in one direction at the same time, and that is difficult to do.
Someone must have to do that because there's movies where they use like cats and various other animals as like part of the movie, and the directors, probably Scorsese or someone like that would be able to do it, but otherwise you'd need like specialists in to like actually herd the animals and trainers and stuff to get them to do what they're told. That's essentially what our management does for us.
You're calling us wild animals?
Pretty much, dude. Have you been here the last 15 minutes?
I mean, yeah, okay, fair enough. Good luck editing all of this, Hannah.
It's okay. I've made peace with it.
Nightmare.
I'm having a great time. I don't give a shit. I do apologise for this next one, but when, not if, you make it big, what's the first thing you guys are going to do with the big bucks? And yeah, that pun was intended, and I'm rethinking my whole life choices up to this point.
Oh, that's nice. That's nice, actually.
If for some reason I did have a massive amount of money, I don't think that my actual lifestyle would change all that much. I would just relish in the fact that I didn't have to have a day job anymore.
Yeah, same.
I would make whatever money I would receive just last as long as possible to just be comfortable and do art.
I would honestly not be surprised if, like, in a few years' time, or whatever, Phil just turned around and sort of like said, or like I just realised Phil was splashing a lot of cash and like, what's going on, dude? And he's like, yeah, I won the lottery like 2 years ago, and I just haven't realised because he still dresses the same, still behaves the same, still does basically the same stuff, just talks about being at work a little bit less often,
Yeah, and all the Domino's drivers know him by name.
My chicken nugget and pizza intake would increase threefold.
Just put on a little bit of weight, that's about it.
There you go. Well, Ted can still have a job. He can be my personal trainer.
That would be a nightmare, trying to get you to do shit.
Yeah, you'd need a lot of money.
Oh my goodness.
And a cattle prod.
That's just for fun.
Yeah, stop. Getting me hot under the collar, Tommy.
I feel like if I had, all the money in the world, I'd probably just bury it somewhere like a dog, and then create some kind of series of elaborate riddles and challenges for people to, to win that cash. It'd be like Mr. Beast, but not on YouTube. It'd just be an actual treasure hunt where people have to kind of do my bidding, and which is thinly veiled as a competition. And whether the money's actually where I say it is another question. But eventually, when I'm old and grey, I would actually have to finally reveal where the map actually leads to the treasure. But there'd be so many red herrings that people wouldn't know what to do. They wouldn't know which one was real,
I think I'd invest the money into making a shot-for-shot remake starring only Tealdeer of the SpongeBob SquarePants movie.
Oh my goodness. I know all the lines already.
Oh, David Hasselhoff.
You see,
please let this be soon so we can get him to play himself,
Yeah, that's exactly it. The only person who wouldn't be played by Tealdeer would be David Hasselhoff.
The Hoff.
He'll be there, and we'd do it shot for shot.
He'd still be in such good shape, dude.
ODM would have to play Gary, right?
Yeah, we'd have to multi-role, but he'd definitely be Gary. Because, yeah, he can't speak.
I want Rob to be SpongeBob, because if he's the main character, it would
be ironic.
Yeah,
it'd be good.
He's he's the least comfortable with acting and screen work and stuff like that. So I think if we put him front and center, it would be the most entertaining.
Yeah, I can see he as Plankton as well.
Tommy would be a great Plankton.
I can do that all day long. Waltz of the Worthy.
I think you'd do a good Patrick.
I could be a good Patrick.
Yeah.
I do love being purple.
To be fair, I've got the laugh, so we'd have to teach Rob the laugh.
Do it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't teach Rob the laugh. That's the point.
We
We'd
not
just
make
be
him
like,
work it
"Oh,
out on his own.
I would want to play all of the female characters. I want to be Princess Mindy.
You can be Princess Mindy. You can be Sandy.
Yeah.
You can
Sandy,
be
of course.
Ron as well if you want. We could do like an Eddie Murphy thing with you, and you could just play both characters at the same time.
Yeah. But like, not do it with good editing. I'd just like move.
Just take a step to the side and put on a mustache.
This is all worth it to hear Tommy go, "Daddy, yes."
I love how you're talking about doing this with a massive budget gained from becoming a rock star,
Mhm.
and you're still talking
Well, the
about
Hoff's
doing
going to be
things in
quite
terrible
expensive,
ways.
you'd imagine.
You what?
David Hasselhoff is going to be quite expensive. Probably that's going to blow most of the budget.
You're gonna have to make us rich and famous first.
Yeah, of course. Just to get things straight, Phil would do absolutely nothing different. Tommy would bury it.
I'm kind of a pirate. I'm the pirate of the group.
You'd bury it and create an elaborate ruse to claim it for those foolish enough to follow.
Yeah.
And
I'm I'm pirate the Riddler.
ODM would still be always skinned. Always.
Somehow.
He would never want to drive his car anywhere and always ask Rob to get lifts.
Yeah.
You could have a chauffeur with that kind of cash, dude. It'd be the dream
Oh,
situation.
Do you ever find you have a bit of a come down after a gig? It must be very, very strange to go from buzzing on a stage, having all the vibes and stuff, to returning to the real world, as it were.
The first gig we ever did, it was definitely like that. When I got home, I was just like, well, what do I do now? Oh. But
It's
like,
over.
yeah, over time, you kind of get used to it a bit more, but I don't want to. I don't want to.
I'm still not used to it, man. I
Oh,
walk
fair.
my dog after, I think after every show but one so far, I've taken my dog for a walk when I've gotten home at like 11 o'clock, midnight, 1 a.m., whatever it might be. I just go straight out into the park with my dog because I'm still so buzzing. I'm just like, gotta do something. I can't just sleep.
Speak for yourselves, guys. I'm a rock star 24/7. I'm in Sainsbury's, like rocking it up and showing everybody a good ass time, getting up on tables and shit. You know, just living my best life, girl.
Hey, I've been the get on the tables man. You guys need to step it up and get on your own tables.
Hey, he's plugged into an amp. He needs to get himself a wireless.
Oh, yeah, but I have to press buttons on the floor with my feet, dude. I wiggle my hips. That's all I've got.
I do
And
want.
again, I do that in Sainsbury's as well. My life doesn't change that much off and on stage.
To be fair, we've yet to do a gig where I haven't like where I've stayed on the stage the whole time. I'm always off running around the crowd. But I need these other guys to join me. Rob gets a free pass.
Get Rob out there as well. We'll get him one of them like marching drum kind of drums, and he can like walk along banging the bass drum and like smashing some cymbals together and stuff. Like a one-man band situation, you know? We could do that. Then he'd essentially just be dancing on stage and off stage and doing all the percussion we need.
Are you going to be miking this up as well?
Absolutely. We'd get a big old boom mic operator to follow him around. Mr. Green, no, this way, Mr. Green, please, no, Mr. Green.
Do you guys want to promote anything in particular that's coming up? There's something on the 28th. I know that, but I've forgotten what it is because I'm shit at my job.
Yeah, absolutely. So we've got one of those gigs that's just like a big load of fun on the 28th at Brews of the World in Burton upon Trent with our friends in Mucker and the Wizard Sleeves. We have Ghosts and Slum Club, which is going to be a hell of a night. It's Mucker's first headliner that they're running themselves, and they're all good friends of ours, so we're going to support them. And we've played there before. It's a cozy little venue. It's fun. And it's I believe it's totally free.
Yeah, and there's going to be a few people there, and I think that it's going to turn into a bit of a sweatbox.
It is going to get a bit nuts in there. After that, we've got our next big show, which is the Tap and Tumbler show, which we've mentioned before on the 5th in Nottingham, which is rounds for playing at Bloodstock. If you win that, you get to play at Bloodstock, and the competition's pretty fierce, but that means it's going to be a good night all round. We're going to have some good bands.
Yeah, it doesn't matter who you're going to come to support, but everyone's going to smash it anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Such good bands on the venue.
Yeah, and like we mentioned earlier, we have got some stuff on the way. We've got the 2 new singles, which will be coming over the next few months, maybe. And then the full record, which will be after that. I mean, that's as accurate as we can be with timelines right now. But the last 2 tracks for that record are currently being mixed. It's all recorded. It's going to be good. We haven't even thought of a name for the record yet, but we'll get there.
Yeah, we've got some random Latin phrases getting thrown around right now, but I don't think anything's going to stick, is it?
I don't know. We'll find out.
We'll find out.
But yeah,
Wonderful.
keep your eyes on Insta, on the socials, and you'll be getting updates about all the releases for the tunes and any gigs we got coming up. And as usual, just coming to shows and picking up some merch. Some sweet merch is the best way to support any band. So
Yeah, absolutely. And as for any listeners out there who haven't heard of Tealdeer, thank you for listening. And if you want to give us a listen on Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube Music, all of that stuff, we're all on there. It might tickle your fancy, it might not, but you never know if you don't try. And we've been Tealdeer.
And thank you, Hannah, for editing this monstrosity of an interview. We've said some crazy shit, and you probably won't hear all of it, but thank you.
Yeah. Thanks for having
best
us.
of luck.
Thank you ever so much for coming on the show. It's been an absolute chaotic pleasure to have you, and I'm really excited for the gig in April, on the 5th of April. I am going to send you off with one of your own tracks. I am going to spin The Devil's Toy Box because it's one of my favourites, and I think everybody else should listen to it too.
Thank you.
Banger.
Hell yeah.
To Moshville Radio, and thanks for having us.
It's gonna stand in complete maturation and place us on a limited plateau of demonstrative